Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a first day of advent of code, day 1 trebuchet. So a little bit of context behind this is you're given a problem and you're going basically like there's 31 days all the way up until Christmas, I think, where you just solve a whole ton of different problems, and yeah, that's pretty much the context behind it. So we're given this problem, day 1 trebuchet. Something is wrong with global snow production. You've been sent to take a look, and given a map, top 50 locations that are likely to have problems. Click starts by having puzzles. Okay. Okay, trebuchet. Looks like there's some context information here for future problems. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the actual problem itself. Okay. Each line originally contained a specific calibration value that the elves need to recover, and you combine the first digit and the last digit to form a single 2-digit number. So given the string, the calibration values of the 4 lines are 12, 38, 15, 77. Okay, so, and the reason that is because it's 1 and 2 here. First digit and last digit, 12, and then we have 38 over here, and then we have 15, last digit over here, and then we have 77. In this case, I don't actually see number 7 over here. Oh, because 7 is the first and the last one. Okay, that's something to note for. So, basically, integer can also be first and the last. So, what is the sum of all of these calibration values? We can find out. Let's sign into GitHub first of all. Actually, we'll authorize admin of code so we can run this, and we'll be given this as inputs. So, sorry, got this txt file over here. Gonna control everything and probably put that into here. .txt. We'll add this, and then over here, we gotta consider our whole calibration documents and figure out what the sum of all the calibration values are. Okay, so first things first, we need to figure out a way how to open this input file. Okay, actually, let's come up with the algorithm first. So just taking a look at this, let's say like you have a def, like basically sum of calibrations where you're given the inputs as a string, and you're going to want to find like basically what all the values added up for are first. First things first, we need to figure out how to add find all those numbers in the first place, which we can do by traversing and finding all the numbers in a string and putting them to a set. And from there on, we can kind of combine that and like add those values up for each line. So, okay. First things first, let's just assume, okay, we have to split it by every single line. So, okay, so first things first, find basically open basically txt file Python. Python's a little bit rusty, so I'll just go ahead and make sure I'm using the right method for this. Okay, so f equals open input.txt. We're gonna want to read this, and then basically this will be let's say that like I for input. Okay. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's actually put this outside of the method first, and then we'll call sum of calibrations on the input over here. And I'll just move this up here. Okay, so this will take care of like the basically getting the stuff from the file. What's this? Oh, right, gotta indent that. Okay, so right, we're gonna wanna read this, call that method on it, see indent expected. That makes sense because Python is funny with indents, because that's what how it treats like the opening, like the ending places of a method from. Basically, we're gonna want to read everything, and for every line, we're gonna want to iterate through every single line. So, okay, through lines Python. go from here. Okay, see this? Oh, actually, okay, it has its own thing over here. So instead of doing this, we can do with open input.txt as file. We can then, for every single for line in file, we'll have the information over here. Like basically, complete code here. Okay. So now we have basically as input, we're given every single thing in the line. We can have our results here, and we can return that as a final value. Return res pretty much. Okay, and now we need to figure out what we basically what we need, the actual crux of the code itself, or like the logic of the code itself. Okay, first things first, for every single line of the file, we're gonna want to iterate. So for a character in a line, we're gonna want to check to see whether or not it's a string or like a character, or whether or not it's a number. So there's a number of ways we could possibly do this. We can use the ORD method, for example. Well, the ORD method, pretty much what it does is it returns the actual like numerical value of the position of where that character is. Basically it attributes like a number. It doesn't matter if it's a character or not, like A to Z. It returns a number value, just represents where it is in like the order of ASCII, if I'm not mistaken. So just searching this up to show you what it is. Oh yeah, like the Unicode code of a specific character. We can use that, and we can check to see whether or not the it's a number by like checking to see like whether or not it's within that itself. So if we do like if ORD of the character is less than ORD 9 and ORD of the character is greater than ORD of 0, or actually, to make this more accurate, less than or greater than or equal to, then we can assume that it's a numerical value. So there's also the check if is int Python. I'm pretty sure there's a built-in function for this one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are built-in methods for this one, but I think this might be an easier way of doing this. Well, yeah, just a way of doing this that doesn't rely on a library. Oh, okay, you can chain it in Python. Didn't know you could do that. In order to check if is int Python, I'll just have a go ahead and check to see whether or not this is a possibility. Okay. Actually, we can just do that by quickly making a new file. If we just do this, and then basically just return ORD of 0. Oh, let's print that out actually. And then another line, we can print out ORD of 9 and just take a look, see what those values are at, 48, 57. Now let's do something else entirely as a reference. We'll do ORD, let's say A, take a look at that. Yeah, it's 97, so theory, my kind of theory checks out. We can tell if it's a number between 0 to 9 by just checking to see whether or not it's between 48 and 57 over here. So back to where I was going before. Whoops, go back to day 1. Actually, we'll just print fast. Back to where I was going before. With this one, we can basically verify that it's like an integer between 0 to 9 from here, and then once we know this information, Okay. Well, we can add it to a set and then basically add all the values in the set. Well, kind of like append them together to create that final value afterward. So actually, all we need to really keep track of is the first and the last value. So let's have a think about more about this. Grab the first and the last value. Okay, so basically for the first one, all we have to do to grab the first, C first. All we have to do to grab that one is basically just like very first value. We populate it, and then it'll be like we no longer like basically utilize that at all. So actually, let's make this for C and len range line. Basically, we'll use an index instead of like referencing the actual value itself, and then we'll change this to line at that current index. Basically, from here, we can check like if like what is it, I is equal to 1, or actually I is equal to 0 because it's 0 indexed. We can basically set the first character. Okay, actually this will get a little bit tricky because it has to be the first numerical character. So you know what, instead of doing this, let's have a flag, like basically a flag that instead that checks to see put C first, and we'll set that to let's set that to like none. Okay, so we'll have C first, and basically we'll check to see whether or not it's within these constraints. If it is, then we'll check to see if C first is none. That's when you want to set C first. Basically, and you'll set C first to the element at that place. If it's not like part of it, then then we just keep going on. So basically, we'll grab the first character like so, with this like little check over here. Next thing we need to do is figure out what that last value is. So that's a little bit easier. All we have to do is set that whoops, made a little typo there. We can set that to equal basically line I, regardless of whether or not it's like the first one or not. So basically this loops through, checks if it's a number. If it is, it updates Z first if there's no other value at the beginning, therefore it's at the beginning. And regardless of what happens, it always says it's the last. This fulfills the kind of thought I had earlier about the number having to be like being able to be both first and the last one. And then at the very end of this, since we know that it's still a string at those current ranges, what we can do is basically we can basically set like the string like the val of like that current line. We can just do C first plus C last. So yeah, given this, let's say like we have like the input over here with 3, 4, 2, for example. We check the 3 over here, and basically it'll be added to C first. This one will be added to C last, 3 and 4. Once you append these two to numbers, it'll be a string containing like 34, for example, because you're just adding up those two strings together. It's not an actual integer calculation. And yeah, we'll be given that for every single line of the file. We're gonna want to append that afterward to the actual final result, like result, I guess, which is equal to res is equal to 0 at the very top. With that afterward, you can then basically just val or like res plus equal the integer representation of val, and then add that at the very end, and then you can return the result afterward. So yeah, okay, you know what, let's have a go with this one. First I always want to verify like cur line plus val, just to see what's going on. Walk through the code one last time. For every single line of the file, we're gonna want to keep track. We're gonna want to grab the first and the last value, and we do that by looping through every single character within each line. For I in oh my god, sorry, it's a little bit late here. Okay, there we go. So basically we iterate through every single character in the line.
How's your progress, Daryl?
From there we check if it's a number.
Daryl.
Oh yeah, progress is going good, yeah.
Just good?
Yeah. Basically what I've done is I've opened up like the file, grabbing like track of like the first and the last character, using like the ORD method in order to figure out what the Unicode status of the character is, and then looping through it in order to like figure out what that answer like
So did you get the answer?
Well, I'm working on testing it right now. So.
And this is part 1?
Yeah.
Or part 2, okay.
Okay, so let's have a go ahead and run this curl line. Looks like things are going relatively well. Okay. Final value. Look at the very bottom. Okay, you know what? Let's get rid of this line actually. Go ahead and run this. Hopefully this will be the right one. Go ahead and submit. Yo! Okay, great. Line 1 complete. We can continue on to part 2. Okay. So calculation isn't quite right. Looks like some digits are spelled out with letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 valid digits. With this new information, you need to find the real first and last digit on each line. So, okay. So basically, this will complete. Like since they're valid digits, you also need to keep track of like stuff like this. For example, we need to figure out the sum of all the calibration values in that way. Okay. You know what? What we can do, actually, first of all, we have to figure out some sort of set containing all of these valid digits over here. So let's say like a numsAsString. We can contain a set. Let's go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With these numbers as a string, you can place it as a set literal. Okay, nice. Didn't know that. Okay, keep that in mind actually for later on. Okay, so basically set numsAsString, you want to check, or oh shoot. Okay, so the tricky part is for this one you want to check whether or not it's a number, or whether or not it's one of those numbers over here. And I guess like the brute force way would be to check to see Okay, you know what? Let's just do it the brute force way. Brute force way, you use 2 pointers, pretty much. So you have from here, you just check to see like for I in range. Let's say like what's like the biggest number here? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think it's 5 characters. 4, 5. Okay, so for I in range, let's go 5. We'll count from there. Oh, shoot. So for J, we can then check to see whether or not okay, wait, there has to be a smarter way of doing this. Gotta have a think through about this. You need to find the real first and last digit on each line. And we know what those values are. The hard part is just being able to like tell, because you're at like for example, character 1, you have to be able to like figure out that the next subsequent ones are N and E. Oh, sorry. Yeah. my original thought was just to have a pointer, check to see whether or not it's equal to any of them, and if it is, then we keep going on. That is a little bit a little bit brute force for like I was gonna do this for val in numsAsString. You want to check to see if if a line I is equal to like a okay, let's say cur equals 0 equals cur at 0 basically, and if it's equal to value at cur, and if it is, that's when you want to continue. You want to keep going forward, so cur plus equals 1, and eventually if cur is equal to the length of basically the value minus 1, then you're going to want to return that as a valid number, and you're going to want to include that in here. You're going to want to basically repeat this functionality. Oops. Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry. I want to do that. And okay. Okay, just to think to this again in my head. This is a little bit brute force, but you know what? We're working with a relatively small data set here. Yeah, like 1,000 lines. A CPU should be able to handle it. It's probably a better way out there, but let's just have a look at see how this goes. For every single value in numsAsString, okay, so for every single like character, we want to check to see whether or not for every single value in that one, want to check to see if that one is equal to value at the current element, which is 0. If it is, then you want to check to see whether or not cur is at the length of that minus 1, and if it's not, then we basically like add those values to the first and the last, like we did before over here. Otherwise, we're going to want to keep plus equaling 1 until it does eventually reach it, and if it doesn't do anything, it doesn't do anything. Do a quick run through again. Oh. Okay. That doesn't make sense. This is the exact same value as last time, so probably made a mistake somewhere along the line here. Length of value. Okay. For every single, so you set cur 0 and check to see whether or not the value. Oh, my mistake here. We got to do line I plus v, or surround that in parentheses because I'm pretty sure we can't do that. Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Let's see. Line I plus cur, I meant. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. Because you need to keep iterating through every single value in the line instead of like just checking that like one value like multiple times. It's my bad. Still something up. Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and do a debug run for this. Step through. Allow access. Okay, I'll basically hit my breakpoint. So cur's okay, so we have the value 9 over here. I in range length 0. The value is 9. And you want to check to see whether or not it equals that cur thing. So cur 0, if it is, this is equal to n, yeah, and this is equal to 9. So 9 occur, which should be 0. Should see 2. Oh. Right. What I forgot to do is kind of make this its own loop because there's no way for it to go back and return and check again. So for this one, for every single value in numsAsString, while let me just end this one right here. Cur 0. We'll do okay. I'm gonna want to check to see whether or not that's whether or not it's still in the range of the line, right? So while actually for I in range length of line again, we need to have like a little j thing over here. That's where a sectional pointer be. Okay. Line j plus current is equal to the value of the current. If current length at the value -1, that's when it'll do it. Otherwise, you set C first. Oh yeah, let's say line first. Line I. Okay, so for every single value again, you iterate through the line again pretty much. Ooh, okay. This book gets a little more complicated. Okay. Okay, so this one actually, you want to check to see whether or not okay, you know what? For every single element for in J in range length, we want it to start off okay, from here we'll go line. Yeah, so I plus j plus current okay. So for every single elements, basically like a character in the line, you want to check to see whether or not for every single value, the first element in that numsAsString. So for let's see, like C, for every single character in numsAsString, so in numsAsString, you want to check to see whether or not that's equal to the character. If let's say like I plus cur is equal to C. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so for every single character in numsAsString, so for every single character, you want to check if that current item, if line at I plus cur is equal to C. If it is, then we check to see whether like whether or not it's the very end sequence, and then we return those values if it is. And then otherwise we just keep iterating cur forward by 1. If we go ahead and run this, oh shoot, okay. Every single value for every single character in numsAsString, if line I plus the currents is equal to okay, let's run this again. This time in debugger mode. It never hits it. Okay, let's have a look at this again. Okay. So everything we check to see, every single character you have 5. Oh, okay. That makes sense again. Let's go ahead with that. Okay, let me have a go with this again. Huh. Okay, we'll add this over here. Go ahead and debug it. Here. So for 8, you check the C0 if here. So this whole thing is equal to N. Yeah. And you check to see if it's equal to C. 8. And then it's not. Let's move on to the next one. And then it never gets past here. Debug this again. Stop and rerun. Okay, it does. So let's see what the value is right now. C is N. And current is 0. And I'm looking for 1. Okay, let's take a look at the line again. So for this line, okay, really long line. Yep, looks like 1 is the last value. And you give an N. N and C right now. N, I plus 0, that's N. N. Okay, actually we can refactor this completely. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. So, okay. For every single character in the value, instead of doing all this, instead of doing this entire for loop actually, let's think this through a little bit more. Actually, we can do this. We can keep that one. So we can convert this. If v1 is equal to line. Oh yeah, we can do that. So actually, yeah, my old. Okay, so you know what? Let's bring my old logic back. Square is equal. Let's make an infinite while loop here. L2 equals 0. Oh, actually, instead of having a check here, and then we add. Actually, no, we'll do white true, white true. So check the line is equal to the value. Cur, if it is, then call do all that one. Otherwise, okay. If line at the current index and value is equal to the current, if the current is equal to length of the value minus 1, then you do it. Otherwise, you keep iterating through. Here, we'll move this to that. While this value I plus curve is that we check to see whether or not it's equal, like it's already equal to the length, and if it isn't, then if it is, then we do that. Otherwise, we just keep adding it by plus 1. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, wait, let's figure out why this is erroring out. Oh. Undent does not match any indentation level. What am I? Oh my god, this whole for loop's a little bit messed up. Is it? Let's just retype it out again. Okay. Man, it's a little bit annoying. You know what? Go ahead and do this. Yeah. Okay. Where is that? Line 19. Ah, there's the issue there. wasn't as clear and IntelliJ. I might have to fix that in my editor afterward. But we'll go ahead and do that again. Okay. String index is out of range. Okay, well, I plus cur is less than the length of line minus 1. And that, then we can run it again. Okay. Well, I plus cur. Length of value minus 1. Run this again. That is so weird. For every single value in numsAsString, check to see what the current, whether or not it's less than check. Actually, maybe we'll just get rid of the minus 1s. Oh, right. Let's try this again. Huh. Res plus equal Oh, Okay. So we keep this like that length. And instead of having cur, we can have len cur. Actually, and for this one, actually we'll have this set to 0 actually. Len cur plus equals 1. Then we add first, last. Regardless. Oh, wait a minute. We don't need that. Plus equal. In string. Okay. You know what? Let's just print this out. Okay. N. It's stuck on N. Oh, we need to put this outside the loop. Okay. Oh wait, what? Wait, it doesn't make sense. N and then N, and we add that. Huh. Let's print out cur this time. Now that's interesting. Oh, gotta put this on the inside actually. Oh. Okay, you know what? Let's just let's do this. Run this again. Oh. Oops. Oh. Okay, and then after that, then check if C first is none, C first equals finds index of value inside Python. Dot index of cur so one, and otherwise hit that to that. Huh. Oh, right. This used to do. Oh. Okay, so want to add that number probably at the start here. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look. And hmm. 2, 4. In line 22, unsupported. Huh. Wait, let's find that again. Interesting. Unsupported operand type for int and string. Hmm. Okay, we'll set a debugger point on that. Oh, right. You know what? Let's actually convert this. See first. Give 6. Then we have 1. Let's convert that to a string first, actually. Okay, let's have a go with this again. Do a quick run through, stop and rerun. Nice, 55,709. Submit. Ooh, not right answer. Answer is too low. That means we're missing some values over here. Huh. For every single value, we want to check to see what the current item is. Maybe something to do with our guards is messing up here. Let's put this over here. This will probably produce an error. Yeah, out of range. Okay. Huh. Wall line I plus length. Okay. Length of the current is less than the length of the value, and whether or not I plus the current length of the thing is less than length of that current line value. Do a little equal symbol here, maybe. No. Okay. Let's do that and then run it for everything here. See if it changes. 55,530. Fifty-six, 883. 6089. That's really weird. Hmm. 56059. Huh. $55,524. Huh. C last equals that. And then regardless, you want to print the results. For every single line, you want to print the results. Huh? Why is it a different number every single time? Okay. Print I. Let's just print I again. $55,924. $5,253. That is really strange. Print. Okay, the last one should be, take a look at here. Yeah, it's 79. Now we look at this. It's 4. Oh, interesting. $47, huh? 79. This is a 4. Where's the 7? Oh, that shouldn't be 47. That should be list numsAsString. Oh, interesting. So by converting it to a list, it doesn't order it in the right area. Okay, you know what? Let's just convert this to a list straight up at first, and then we'll get the index here. Okay, let's try again. 56017. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So we got it working. Well, we got it working finally. Turns out the issue is with a set, it's actually non-ordered. So when you convert a set to a list, it doesn't like basically like it doesn't order it, and that produces inconsistent results. So when you try to index it by that value, it'll return a random index, which is why we kept getting different values at the end. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, this is my solution. Just to like go through it again one more time. We check to see for every single value in numsAsString. Check to see like whether or not it's equal to the character and keep iterating forward if it does. If not, then like it moves on, checks it for the numbers, and if it does work, for the first one you return like you basically like add the two values and append them together, and if not, and like regardless of what happens, you um add that like numerical value for the last one. So yeah, another way of doing this would be to, for like the nums a string set, you could actually compare and see like every single value in the length of it is. Like for example, like one, you can just check them all simultaneously, by like checking ahead instead of like having to iterate through and um do it that sort of way. Uh, like that would prevent a another for loop from happening, but the time complexity or like the CPU usage would remain, if I'm correct, overall the same, because you're still comparing every single character anyway. So like yeah, like it would result in the same thing. Yeah, just to I guess like to give like a visualization of what I'm talking about. For like one, for example, we're checking to see like if like the current character, let's say one is what is it, is equal to like one, like eventually, right? So what my current thing is doing is incrementing a counter and just moving it forward up by one until it eventually reaches it. Another way of doing it could be checking all simultaneously. So like this, and checking to see if the character ahead is equal to that one. Checking to see if the character ahead is equal to that one. You'd have to have guards for that, but I think regardless, you'd have to do the comparison. So yeah, it's yeah. Anyways, kind of went off on a tangent there, but yeah, that's day one of Advent of Code.